Some of the many global cataclysmic risks that humans are aware of are more frequently discussed in media than others. Hollywood has made movies about asteroid impacts, massive volcanic eruptions, and above all, climate change. And each of these has, in the past, had a devastating impact on life on our planet. Unbeknownst to many, a brand new global threat that has the power to end life as we know it is looming in the background of our daily activities. It's motivated by people's enormous desire to consume material goods. Additionally, it's ironically a result of human life itself. So stay with us as we sail through various observations that answer whether humans could destroy the world. A recent study comparing all of the living quantity, or biomass, on the planet with human-made mass, also known as anthropogenic mass, was published by a group of investigators from Israel's Weizmann Institute of Sciences. They disclosed that the former, for the very first time in human history, has either exceeded the latter or will very soon do so. According to a study of the Weizmann Institute, every person on Earth now generates more anthropogenic volume each week than their body weight. According to Professor Ron Milo, whose lab carried out the study, the finding that anthropogenic mass, which is human-made stuff, now measures approximately as much as all living organisms. The fact that it keeps amassing rapidly gives another good perspective on how civilization is now a prominent player in shaping the face of Earth. Human actions have a significant quantitative impact on life on Earth. It is concerning how big and how much anthropogenic matter there is. Consider the case of plastic. Even though the modern era of plastics didn't begin until 1907, we now produce 300 million tons of plastic annually. Furthermore, it is mind-boggling to realize that concrete is by far the most commonly used material on Earth, after water. When materials like cementitious materials that agglomerate become widely accessible, the massive geoengineering process that humans had started accelerated. The increase in anthropogenic mass is largely composed of these two materials. Even the comparatively recent human space exploration endeavors, which started about 60 years ago, are contributing to a catastrophic space debris issue. Alongside this, we sloppily see permafrost thawing, polar caps melting, and rising global temperatures. Making new things has somehow evolved into a divine concept in the collective human psyche. From ancient tales to contemporary research on development facilities, it's loudly present in all of our endeavors. Humans have been taught to think that inventing new things is what makes life worthwhile and the only way to achieve our goals. But we neglect to set a limit on the usage. So, in the process of attempting to resolve this puzzle, the limitations of science were never more egregiously visible. Because the emphasis is still on new technology and increased use rather than changing lifestyles or marketing strategies that contributed to the problem in the first place, relying solely on green technical solutions is flawed. Even if we can completely replace all diesel automobiles with electric ones, cities are already having trouble accommodating cars in the streets. Due to the materials required to construct them, autonomous motors have made their own impact on the world's resources. According to Emily Elkacem, one of the study's authors from the Weizmann Institute of Sciences, the growth of urban areas and environmental effects that come of it are already being seen all over the world. Consider the environmental impact of our technology, internet, and the systems that support it. It makes up 3.7% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, and by 2025, that's expected to double. One fewer emails of refraining from sharing an unnecessary photo on social media can reduce emissions, actually. Even though it might seem like a slight decrease from a single person, add billions of such inconsequential actions together. Big technology companies frequently make claims about going green or setting goals for decarbonization, but they rarely encourage other people to use social media less or to buy less. Instead, advertising and marketing strategies deliver strong messages that support the adage, create, consume more. People might believe that they have a right to expect technology to solve all of their problems in the Anthropocene era so they can carry on with all their current practices. As a result of the environmental buildup of durable plastic, for instance, biodegradable coffee cups, lifelong bags, and reusable straws were developed. Although it's true that a model of sustainable growth that takes into account our environment has a much greater chance of enduring. Still, we need a different strategy for sustainability that takes into account our massive consumerism. The lack of awareness about the effects of the spread of anthropogenic mass is only one factor contributing to the passive attitude towards it. Another factor is people's propensity to ignore information that contradicts their worldview. People are prone to ignoring problems that don't interfere with their daily lives or compromise their convenience. Humans might also find comfort in the idea that nature may have given organisms the tools that they need to survive, regardless of what we do. It is true that in some extremely polluted sites, Darwinian-style, slow and gradual evolution via natural selection is frequently surpassed. A group of Japanese scientists discovered a strain of bacteria that can degrade and metabolize plastic in a bottle recycling facility in 2016. On the other hand, this discovery demonstrates the subtle yet significant ways in which humans are altering the environment. It's a complicated phenomenon when organisms adapt to pollutants. According to Alessandra Loria, a biochemist at McGill University in Canada and the study's lead author, a long-term rise in anthropogenic mass would cause habitats to be lost through physical displacement and to be altered, such as by being contaminated with pollutants due to the production and decommissioning of anthropogenic mass. Natural resources and species diversity are being rapidly depleted, which is not how evolution typically works in the world. While it's true that some species can adapt to the changes in their environment, humans have grown into a much more powerful force that's now responsible for driving evolution on this planet. Humans are no longer just another species that follow Darwinian evolution theory. According to studies, most species' evolutionary adaptations aren't predicted to occur quickly enough to counteract the effects of climate factors brought on by human activity. The same will apply to our own species. Much more profound than ecological footprints or global warming is the impact we have on the planet. It suggests a future in which the individuality of the Earth and its life will be taken over by anthropogenic effects, if not already. This puts humans themselves at risks of falling behind in the evolutionary race. The fundamental issue with human attitudes and our insatiable desire for more can't be solved by removing or substituting materials like concrete or plastic. This is the precise point at which materialism can easily change into a recognized but unidentified risk factor for a global catastrophe. Our civilization has never known the variety and ways which could reduce this planet to a mortal world. If our actions result in a civilization that is intelligent enough to last for many centuries, our descendants can look back at us with pride. There's no concrete evidence that we'll end up destroying ourselves, but we ignore the impacts at our peril if we do. For instance, ocean acidification has been linked to some of the Earth's past mass extinctions. Although about 30% of the CO2 emitted from the atmosphere is absorbed by the oceans, which raises the acidity of the oceans. Because of human activity, the oceans may well be acidifying more quickly than they used to 300 million years ago. However, it's possible that humans won't be able to escape their own behavior. If we don't present a new vision that's based on reducing consumption, we risk being consumed by our own materialism, which would destroy the planet and ourselves. So, yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that this wasn't too serious for you. It's just, a little friendly wake-up call that I myself desperately need. And anyways, so do subscribe for more content like this, and don't forget to drop a like on the video, spread the word, and all that. I'll see you in the next one.